Alright, gang, so it's been a while since I've produced any content. I really haven't had much to say. The sort of content creation landscape of Magic is moving really quick. CommunityMattersCast still has some goals to produce stuff. We still want to be out there. We still want to be involved in the conversation. We're a small group of people who have jobs and school and other things as well, so we really can't, do as much as we'd like, but we're going to keep trying whenever we can. Here's something that I'm doing right now that is exciting to me, and I'll be playing this a little bit. Let me just deck tech this for y'all. When they previewed Faeburrow Elder, it became clear that it had an infinite combo with Gauntlets of Light if you have enough colors of mana to make Faeburrow Elder generate more than 3. Then you can tap it, and you basically will get infinite mana of whatever 2 colors, anything besides white, because you're tapping, you get all 5, then you pay whatever you want plus a white into this, untap, get infinite mana. So, I wanted to try and break that infinite mana combo in some way. There are a couple different ways that I was thinking about doing this. This is sort of the fewest colors, and ideally the most consistent way that I can think of. So if you bring Biomancer's Familiar into the mix here, it will make the Gauntlets of Light ability only cost white to tap, since that 2 and a white goes to the Enchanted Creature. Enchanted Creature has this, and then activated abilities of a creature cost 2 less. So this means you can generate a lot more mana with Faeburrow Elder. So this is a 3-card infinite mana combo, because you'll already have Bant mana, so this one can really only go up to 4 colors, because the Samut counts as red. But you'll have Bant mana when you have Biomancer's Familiar, Faeburrow, and Gauntlets of Light, which means you're paying 1 white to net 4 mana. So then you need a way to win the game with that infinite mana. Here are my potential ways. They're all a little clunky because Banefire's gone. As soon as there's another X burn spell, you got it, right? Like, that'll do the trick. But since we don't have that, we've got to get kind of creative with some of the kill conditions. So one of the kill conditions is draw your whole deck. So Hydroid Crassus is in here because it's just an efficient creature, and it'll keep you alive in games when you're trying to grind to get to your combo. But also it's an X spell, so you can make one arbitrarily large when you have this combo assembled. In a normal game, if you make a Hydroid Crassus too big, you might deck yourself, and that's a bad thing. That's why we've got 4 of Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, to make sure that when you deck yourself with Hydroid Crassus, you win. So that's one of the combos that you can do to win. Finale of Revelation supports that plan also. The Shuffle Your Graveyard happens before the draw, so you'll just have to make X equal 60-ish, depending on how the game is going, or like 50 plus to make sure that you draw your whole deck after you shuffle. But once you've got the Jace out, that'll be a win condition. One thing that's helpful about that is you can do, once you've got infinite mana, you can do smaller draw spells to try and draw into them, and then execute that combo. The redundancy of the other combo plan is another 4-mana Walker plus Finale type combination, which is Samut to give all of your creatures haste, and then Finale of Glory X, whatever, to make infinite white angel creature tokens with flying, vigilance, and haste, and swing for lethal. You can also do like little in-betweeny combos, like make a big Crassus, give it haste. So this actually kind of synergizes decently well. Paradise Druid is just some more ramp. We don't really have anything in the 1 slot. I haven't experimented with like Golden Goose or anything like that. Might be good. This is a pretty early draft. And then you've got Teferi Time Raveler to shut off opposing counter magic, so that when you're going off, you're just going off, right? So that it's kind of basically a pretty all-in combo deck. We don't really have ways to interact. Teferi is kind of the only way to interact. And we just kind of have to hope that we get our combo off before we get stopped. So this is just my early thinking of what this combo deck might look like. There's a lot of ways to build this. I've got no idea if this is good or not. Let's play it. Let's just jump right in. Okay, so this is kind of a trashy hand, because we don't have any creatures. This looks a lot better. Double Teferi means I'm probably going to put a Teferi back, even though Teferi on 3 is one of the best things this deck can do, honestly, because you turn off opposing counterspells. looking at a Paradise Druid on top. We'll put that to the bottom because we might want to put the Familiar out on 2, but it's a close call. That card is one of the most frustrating 1-drops in the format. We will play our Biomancer's Familiar as our 2, and then next turn we'll plan on Teferi, probably bounce your 1-drop. So they don't have a 2, and they can't pump the 1-drop yet. We just drew our combo piece. Now it's a choice between combo or Teferi. I kind of like just dropping the combo piece here, because if we draw into our combo, we can go off as early as turn 4. I'm not even going to attack with the Familiar in case they have any shenanigans. They didn't kill anything at instant speed. We got to hope they don't kill anything here. They're playing a fun one. That's a new card from Eldraine, so they're probably some kind of mono-black aggressive deck. Better lucky than good. We got the turn 4 combo. This is, I think, yeah, this is definitely as fast as we can go off because we don't have Llanowar Elves or anything. So now we will tap this to make 3 mana, pay only 1 mana to untap it, and we have infinite mana in green and blue, and we have Hydroid Krasis as an X spell, so we can probably assemble a way to win the game. Okay, so with the Jace out, if we make a huge amount of mana, we can Hydroid Krasis and draw our whole deck and win. And that's one guaranteed way to do it. But I'm going to be lazy, and I'm just going to make a giant-ish Hydroid Krasis. And that should be big enough so that we will not miss, right? Like, we'll draw enough to have some way to kill them. Okay, let's math. And cast. Auto pay. Let's gain some life, draw some cards. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Alright. Resolve our Krasis. 58. And we can just make... They're tapped out. We can just make enough mana for Samut. Give it haste. They don't have any reach or flying. And, okay, yep, they see it. So, I don't think we can expect all of our games to go that well, but that's a solid game 1. Match 1, I should say. Thank goodness for the new Mulligan rule, because you can get some really janky hands like this. This is better. Let's just toss the redundant Faeburrow Elder, even though it makes us much worse to removal spell. You have to forgive my crunching right now. This is horribly rude. I shouldn't be doing this. So now I wish I had just got the Gauntlets of Light, because it's bad outside of, the combo. An aggressive red-white deck. So maybe we'll hold off on shocking ourselves with the Temple Garden. We need some help with this hand. Paradise Druid doesn't really matter too much at this point either. Do we just want a mini finale of Revelation as a draw spell? I think we kind of do. We have to tap out to do it. Yeah, we're such an all-in combo deck that we either hit our stuff or we don't, right? So let's just draw 4 and plan on taking some serious damage. Well, this is actually going to be more than a draw 4, right? So this generates 2. There's a draw 5. Yeah, let's draw 5, take some serious damage. We did not hit one of the combo pieces, but we can just start firing mini finales of glory and try to win that way. We're flooded on these gauntlets of light. Definitely the most embarrassing piece. We gotta take our beats. So we're probably dead next turn. I think this Crassus will help us survive. And then survive one turn, then go for a big finale of glory next turn. Game 3, draw 3. There is the Biomancer's Familiar. Discarding the Gauntlet of Light is not good because it kind of shows them what we're up to. I'm just going to discard a Paradise Druid and a land. Next turn, I think we can produce infinite mana and then make an arbitrarily large Hydroid Crisis. I'm going to block the 4/3 Forest Challenger. Not super concerned about that. I'm most concerned about kill my Faeburrow Elder. There's a lot of decision trees with this deck, and I'm not a pro player. So you'll have to bear with me if I manage to bungle this. But because we have infinite mana available this turn, it feels like I shouldn't be able to bungle this. So we're kind of screwed to shock either way. Okay, so now we're out of shock range. We're still screwed to shock because they can just kill the familiar response, but we can't lose this piece of the combo to shock. So now, infinite mana is online. Attacking this creature for 1, regenerating mana. So now we do this a bunch. Krasis, and we can just go ahead and make some more mana for Samut and kill them with the old Samut gives Hydroid Krasis haste, since that Aurelia is their only flying creature or creature with reach. So we can go ahead and take care of business that way. But Samut gives all of your creatures haste, and we've got a bunch of cards here. And opponent's not conceding yet, so maybe we can do something else cool.
Will always strike true.
Oh, opponent, you sat through us Dirtland, but didn't let us boom your life total down. Well, that's the combo. So this hand is just starting with the combo. We'll go ahead and keep this. We'll need to hit more land to make this possible. There's one. Any disruption to our Faeburrow Elder is really bad news for us. Gilded Goose, it's possible, is a consideration for us. For this deck. The opponent could be in a food deck, which is kind of fun, and I haven't seen it yet, and I think that's exciting and awesome. We're just begging that they do not have a removal spell. It'd be nice if we had... Ooh, Duress is similarly bad for us because they take the combo. Dreadhorde Invasion. So we could just draw Gauntlets of Light and not get punished by the Duress, but we're still going to get a fairly large Krasis here. We'll have to settle for big Krasis. Bigger Krasis next turn, and still some more chances to just draw into the silliness of the combo. I like this Woodland Champion in a food deck with Dreadhorde Invasion. I think that's pretty cool. I think this is a really awesome place to be brewing if you're thinking about the food deck. Like Savvy Hunter in here makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So they're killing another one of our combo pieces. This card is going to be a format staple. They're hurting themselves a lot with with their spells, and Teferi will eventually let us bounce something. Oh, that's not okay. Our Krasis would be smaller now, so maybe we just do want to, like, Teferi bounce something for a tempo move. Teferi bounce the 3/3, get in for 4.
Stand by and watch. Trust me, I have a plan.
They can chump at the goose. They feel so inclined. I guess the fun part about the food is you can actually eat it to regain some of the loss of life. I might be wrong, but I'm probably willing to trade Biomancer's Familiar for Teferi if they go for it. So they're probably going to take our Krasis now, because they already have generated the food, so they can use... Oh, listen, it's a -5. For some reason I thought Oko could come down and swap. But they could... Okay, so they're going to make their food into an elk so that they can get Teferi off the board no matter what. I think I'm just going to let all this happen.
I suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
We can Teferi bounce to kill the food, send everything at Oko, and then we lose... We could also just go face, and they'll eventually die to their own stuff. I think the idea of going face intrigues me here. And then we'll just play Baby Krasis to have more threats that are threatening to come in. Next turn. Because they might give us something with Oko. Now we have Glory, I don't think we're at that part of the game yet. But we'll have Teferi Time Raveler to disrupt whatever they do. Like if they give us a 3/3 and they take our 4/4 Krasis, we can bounce Krasis, get in with what we have, and they will eventually die to their own Dreadhorde invasion if that's the way we do things. We could have had it all. We could have had it all. This does lead to some interesting decisions for the opponent. Yeah, I think that's totally fair. The fact that Oko can't just come down and steal your thing seems very exciting to me. The fact that it's also 3 mana for 5 loyalty seems exciting to me with the Bioessence Hydra. I think there's a whole lot of cool stuff that can happen from this. So they're going with get the untapped Krasis to create as many blockers as possible. So that's not going to do it because we've got Teffy Boy. Get back our Krasis. And then swing in the air with the 4/4. Yeah, so they ended up disrupting us pretty well, but dying to the damage that they did to themselves. That was an interesting game. Kind of fun that we were able to grind without the combo. Like, the combo was always there, and it put pressure on them, but we were able to still kind of sneak a win out because they had their own clock that they gave themselves. So this is an interesting, like, kind of a tricky decision point hand. I'm going to keep it because the familiars are 2s, and they're part of the combo, but this doesn't seem like it really does all that much, so maybe mulliganing to something a little more exciting would have been wiser. As an infinite combo deck, you mulligan kind of well, but since our combo requires so many like pieces, we don't. It'd be nice if Familiar had more utility in this deck, like if there were more activated abilities or some adapts. There's probably a version that maybe makes this more than literally just combo piece. I really like a little tempo line here with Teferi.
I'm known for my excellent type. I've got time.
We can leave our Biomancer back if we're worried about what the haste stuff is in the format, but I think we just send it. Like, they might just have shock or something and kill it anyway. I was thinking with an untapped land, I might just fire off Finale of Glory as a 4-mana 4/4. I think I'm going to do that.
Let's try this.
It's definitely not what one would expect to be the plan. But we have the wrong types of combo pieces. And 4-mana 4/4 is great in Limited. And we still have the Finale that doesn't impact the board if we were to get our combo going, but we're down a lot of pieces. So. Okay, so this is Return of Phoenix. I love Thrill of Possibility. I think that's such an... I mean, I know that it's just instant speed, Tormenting Voice, but there's some fun stuff you can do with that. Okay. And now they're on nothing but blue. It looks like they're going to get back their Phoenix. Are we going to Finale as 4-mana draw 2? Or are we going to play Samet as get in for slightly more damage? If they send it with the Electromancer, I think I will block and trade. Crisis. So let's see what we're going to draw into. Chase. I don't think we need Chase right now. If we play... Oh, we can't even play Salmon. I was going to say, if we play Salmon, we get another Scribe, but the way our mana worked out, we can't even do that at all. So it's probably just going to be swing with everything, get a Crisis. 2/2 cantripping flyer. You should trade with Arclight Phoenix or get a shock out of their hand. I think I'm okay with that. We could potentially have... I don't know, I'm not familiar enough with the format to know what kind of counter magic they might have, but I think we're priced into... Oh, the Finale's not looking great. But bear beatdown, alternate mode of this deck. Biomancer's Familiars are also bad in multiples in this deck, because they can reduce the cost beyond the one white that they already do. So, first one is amazing if it doesn't die, second one not so great. Royal Scions, I think, is an exciting addition to Phoenix. Plus, the art and the flavor of Royal Scions is just so cool. Izzet's probably my favorite color combination, so as a Izzet mage, I'm just really excited about a low-cost, high-loyalty, cool-looking, blue-red Planeswalker. New opt art's pretty sweet. The eye on the dude's bald head is a little comical. I think we just play more bears. And ignore what's happening here. We're in a race type situation. Depending on their hand, it might even leave them in a situation where they have to not attack, but it seems unlikely. They've got card filtering and 4 cards in hand. So technically speaking, if they don't have something else, they would have to leave the Phoenix back. Samet giving something +2 is also somewhat interesting. If they have to leave the Phoenix back, we might be in good shape. Another piece of the combo. So I think we're just going to Samet. Pump one of the Vigilance dorks.
Your lies will not go unpunished.
Kind of want to hit more land drops, but I mean, I think this is actually somewhat interesting, the extra +2, so this one needs to be blocked. So we get in for 4. Another finale that makes soldiers, what's that? One Finale of Glory. Another Finale of Glory is really good for us because our stuff has haste. And even though our stuff won't have haste, is if they swing with their Drake. They can't burn us yet with this. They have to play, all of their cards in hand would have to be instants or sorceries, or they'd have to start like a cantrip train to get this to where it can just kill us. But that, I think, is the most likely way that we die. So the cantrip train could be starting here. Does Gauntlet of Light? Gauntlet of Light might technically do something. We kind of want a creature as a draw next turn. Faeburrow Elder, if nothing changes, could also be a lethal threat. In that we would get to... No, we don't have the mana for it, unfortunately, because we'd get to play it, Gauntlet of Light it. Actually, I guess we would have the mana for it, because it would have haste. So that could be another sneaky way to get back in this as well. but they're already starting this cantrip train. Now they just need to hit one more instant, which after you've done that seems extraordinarily likely. So unfortunately for us, that does the trick. But that's the power. That's kind of why you play a deck like Phoenix. I wish you could see what you were going to draw into, because it would have been interesting. That was a fun game. This hand also seems pretty okay to me. It's not ludicrously great or anything, but Rampart turn 2, Teferi turn 3. Fun stuff. The new fetch land being used. So even though we've got Biomancer's Familiar, we don't have any other pieces of the combo, and we don't have a third mana, so I think it's still Druid over Familiar. Definite consideration for this deck is going down on the number of Jaces, because once you get the combo and you're drawing infinite nonsense, you'll get the Jace that you need to actually win. You might not even need a Jace some amount of the time. So I think I'm going to just Paradise Druid and not even attack with the Hexproof persons. That way they can keep Hexproof, and we can get a Jace down as a card advantage engine and hopefully hit some more lands with it. They might see that line now and take the Jace. Three Krasis. Probably better just wait and see if we can get a 4/4 Krasis, so maybe it's just 3 2/2s. This way we're kind of doing something. The board has been contributed to. Thief of Sanity. So if we hit a land, untapped land for the Krasis, that would be kind of awesome here. Because now we make them have to deal with that. If they want to get in with their Thief. I wonder what the deal with the Overwhelmed Apprentices is in their deck, but they do see themselves as a mill deck. Thief of Sanity puts things into the graveyard as well as being a nice source of card advantage. The other Finale of Glory actually would have been pretty sweet at that point. Thought Erasure again showing why it's a format defining card. Guess we're going to do another big Crassus here. That was a pretty good draw. Sorry about this noise in the background. We're also not too far off of the combo. It'll be interesting to see what they got off of us. A lot of our stuff is not really that relevant to the opponent's deck, since we're on such a specific plan. Vantress Gargoyle, that's a sweet addition. They probably got Jaces of their own. I guess Jaces, funnily enough, are very good for them. So this creature can still not attack because... So this creature can't do anything? Oh no, it can attack because we've got 12 cards in the graveyard. I think we're just going to swing for everything and do a mini. Yeah. I'm definitely just going to do some damage here and then do a smaller Finale of Glory that would still be kind of threatening to the opponent. Or they could die. Were they just dead? They blocked that and that. Yeah, looks like they were just dead. Wasn't paying super close attention to their life total, but Finale of Glory will beat a mill deck. That's a mill deck that wants to sit there and not get through with their Thieves of Sanity and be milling and getting janky cards from our deck off of their Thief of Sanity. I think we can get there. This is not a combo hand. This is a fair hand. And our fair game isn't that great. So I think I'm going to Mulligan. Even though any opener with Teferi is kind of exciting to me. This hand is just garbanzo beans, but I don't want to go too much lower now. So I think I kind of may have made an oopsie poopsie. The food deck strikes again. There we go. My friend Teferi makes everything feel better. Paradise Druid. We already got Vomits is familiar for a 2, but Druid means we can go Druid into Planeswalker. I think I'd rather look for a part of the combo. So the food deck seemed decidedly bug. People experimenting with Gilded Goose and Oko. Okay, that's a piece of the combo. The question is, I don't really know how to interact with Oko. I don't know what the play patterns are for a turn 2 Oko. But I'm going to go Biomancer's Familiar, and they might steal it to give me a food token, and then I may bounce my Familiar back to hand. Rankle. I don't even know what this kid does. It's pretty sweet. Not going to lie. A haste flyer in black, 4 mana 3/3, pretty efficient. When he deals combat damage to a player, you have a couple of symmetrical effects you can do. Let's see which ones he's going for. Or they are going for, I should say, our opponent here. Symmetrical card draw effect, not perhaps the one that I was thinking they might go with. Bouncing Rankle doesn't do anything. I'm not even sure if that's right, but I should be trying to pressure Oko. Oko seems sweet. So does Rankle, for that matter. I mean, these seem like interesting cards. Going for a Baby Krasis. what to do with their Rankle and their Oko.
Welcome to the feast.
What's kind of interesting about the card draw ability is it still is draining me out here. Not a ton of options that really do anything. Not enough blue yet.
Show remorse. I'll show respect.
They accept their mana for the turn at least.
Here we go.
Yeah, I think I would definitely tweak the number of Jaces, because once you are drawing your whole deck, it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, anything they do to disrupt us means we're screwed, but we would have infinite mana. We just only have Jace to use it on. Another new Walker.
Let's see how sharp my axe is. Let's broaden your existence.
I suppose we could take up that. It's just something. It's been a while since I've been playing. Kill this food token. Draw a card. Hydroid Crass is fairly relevant.
I'll survive this.
I think it's time for us to get a baby crisis as well. So Rankle now can be blocked. And we have the combo in hand. So there's a little bit of potential there. So they're going to do the swoop and swap. So they're taking the Faeburrow Elder. I wonder if they're familiar with the combo. What would we like? I guess probably blue, since Jace is so blue mana intensive. I'm just going to go for something spicy. Leave up the instant speed finale of Glory. case they move. I guess just block with everything in case they have some kind of weird... Oh, I can't do anything at instant speed. Oh! Baby's first experience playing Standard. I don't know what this does. Not a great draw. So I think we can get there.
Listen, you are not worthy.
Pump one of our dorks. Pump one of our dorks.
Strike now!
We can activate abilities at instant speed, so I guess we can't get there. Seems fair. Let's go out on our chairs. Another interesting game. The power level differential just seemed like the actual mythics that they were using seemed to kind of throw us a little bit. If I were to tweak this deck, I think it really only needs like one Jace. Because you only need it when you're drawing your deck anyway, and you'll probably do a mini-sized Hydroid or Finale to get started, and you can find it, and then we can add like more interaction, more ramp, more cantripping to kind of make it a little more consistent. I think there's some potential here, and I think a brewer like maybe Pleasant Kenobi or Saffron Olive could do something really interesting with this, but it probably would just be a against the odds style, like off-meta deck. It's really fun to go off and do your instant speed combo, and you can kind of grind just as like a strange mid-range deck, but at least the version that I'm fooling with definitely seems like it will have a rough time against aggro, because you've really only got the Krasis, and a rough time against decks that are just playing the most powerful mythics, because you've got such jank in your deck to kind of support this. So only if there is a build where you've got just like a more refined build where you've got enough tools to kind of grind and get to your combo, it'd be really exciting to see if there's something here. But either way, I just thought this would be a fun little combo deck to kind of get started and get me thinking about the new format. Really excited to see more of what comes out of Standard. The new Standard here, now that Throne of Eldraine is out. And really excited to produce more content for you all. So hopefully this will be a new kind of beginning for the channel, and we might get some more stuff going for you. Alright, y'all. Thank you for watching.